Hey everybody, today is the day I am filming my November TBR. Most of the choices were picked by you for Nonfiction November, so I'm super excited to share with you. So hi, my name is Talia. I love books, I love bandanas. I had a lot of fun with this TBR, mostly because you guys helped me pick it. I was feeling so paralyzed by the decision of what books to read for Nonfiction November, so I filmed a video a couple of weeks back. I will link it up here if you want to check it out, that basically asked you to help me decide, and you guys came through in a big way. I'm so happy with just how many of you commented and responded and helped me decide which books to read. So thank you to everyone that participated. So today, drumroll, we're gonna reveal the winners. And the order that they were chosen, the ones that got the most votes, will be read first and so on. So here we go. So first I will be reading The Red Bandana by Tom Rinaldi. This is about a gentleman who lost his life in 9/11 and he happened to be wearing a red bandana at the time. So yeah, super curious about this. I think it will be pretty impactful to read, and not surprised you guys chose it because I wear a bandana all the time. So that received 10 votes, and that one I will be reading first. Next, okay, both of these, first Into Thin Air had 6 votes, and then the next one tied with 6 votes. It just got another vote as I was starting to film today. So this one and the next one are tied, but I will be reading Into Thin Air by Jon Krakauer. Super excited for this. This is about John and his adventure on Mount Everest. I don't know if you could call it an adventure or a disaster, because I think I'm not sure if it's an avalanche or what, but it's a very deadly situation that somehow he gets out of and writes this book. I've read Into the Wild by Jon Krakauer and loved it, so I know this is going to be great, and you guys, the ones of you that have read it, said it is. So I'm really excited about this one. Our story, I'm so excited that this one made the list because I really want to read this. It's a story about a guy who just wanted to dedicate a book to his memories of his wife. So it has all these sweet pictures and this fun stories of him and his wife, just their lives together. He started writing it when he was like 87 years old. So that one received 6 votes as well. So those are the solid books that I'll be reading for Nonfiction November. So these 3 are for sure. The one that received the next amount of votes was Endurance by Scott Kelly. I think this had 3, I'm not sure if one more came in. This had 3 votes. And I am excited to read this. I'm hesitant because some people voted for it, but then Brandon's bookshelf told me to skip it, and Brandon is very well read and I trust his judgment. So this is gonna be like, if I have time, I will get to this one. So this is kind of the backup nonfiction book for the month, because also I forgot when I was filming my first video that I have to pick I had to pick a couple audiobooks because I didn't have any audiobooks on the list. They were all physical copies. And I obviously always have a couple audiobooks going on each month. So I had to pick those on my own. So for audiobooks, I'm going to be reading American Predator by Maureen Callahan. This is about a serial killer who a lot of people haven't heard of. At least I had not heard of him. His name is Israel Keyes. And he lived in Alaska with his daughter. And he, every once in a while, would like fly to a remote place in the United States, rent a car, drive a whole bunch of miles, murder someone, and then go back up to Alaska and live with his daughter. And he did this, I think, over the span of like a decade. So this one came to my attention recently, and I'm just super curious to learn more about this serial killer. So that one just became available from the library a couple days ago. So that one I'm going to be listening to first. And then if I have time, / if it becomes available from the library, I am going to be reading We Were Dreamers by Simu Lee. I've heard nothing but good things about this book. I loved watching Kim's Convenience when it was on. I think it's still on Netflix if you are looking for just like a funny comedy. I liked that one, and I'm not really big into comedy. like, I can take it or leave it, but I did, and now I barely watch TV at all anymore because BookTube and all the things, but I did really like that, and that's how I first heard of Simu Lee, who is now a Marvel actor, and he came as an immigrant to Canada, and it kind of tells his story of immigrating to Canada and life there and becoming an actor and so on and so forth. So I've just heard really good things about it, so I thought I will give that one a try as well. So that is the plan for Nonfiction November, and I feel pretty confident that I will be able to complete those 3 physical books and the 2 audiobooks without too much trouble. And then Endurance will be like the backup to that, because I also have 2 other books I have to read. Horse by Geraldine Brooks. This book is my book club pick for October. But we're meeting in like 2 weeks, so I do not have that much time left to read it, and I'm stressing out because I have the audio, the physical, and the like the Kindle version on hold from my library, and none of them are available yet. This book is apparently very popular, so I'm waiting for that to become available. This is a book about a slave who ends up riding a horse like around the Civil War time period, and ends up being really successful and winning a bunch of awards. And then from what I understand, the timeline flashes forward like 100 years, and it's artist or someone studying the art that the person did of this horse rider, and then it flash forwards again to present day, and there's some timeline that goes along that way as well. So it's supposed to be really good and really impactful, based on a true story, so it's a historical fiction. And we will see. I will say I'm not a big fan of like the horse book trope. It's just not something that I would gravitate to on my own. So we'll see how it goes. If I don't get it from the library in the next week, I'm gonna have to go buy it. And then if it's not good, I'll be grouchy because it's only hardcover, and I will have to spend like $25 on a book that I may or may not like. But maybe it will be amazing, and that's why book club is awesome, because it pushes you to read out of your comfort zone. And even though I don't particularly care for horses, maybe it'll be good and teach me a lesson that I wouldn't have learned otherwise. So that's on the list as well for this month. And also I'm going to be reading I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. This I'm so excited for, because this is the first book that's a part of the Fear of Missing Out book club. And if you don't know about this book club, you should check it out. I will link the announcement videos below. So Spread Book Joy, Gem of Books, and Alice's Giant Bookshelf all came together and created this list of books to read for the Fear of Missing Out book club, which is basically really popular books that they, for one reason or another, haven't read. So I'm super excited for it, and there's a Discord that you can join as well to chat about these books. I'm also excited because it's one book every 2 months, which is helpful because sometimes it's hard to keep up when a book club is every month. Like, for example, now with the horse book, I'm having a hard time getting it from the library, and sometimes it's just nice to have a little bit of wiggle room. So for November and December, I Capture the Castle by Dodie Smith. I don't know a lot about this book. I know it takes place, I think it was written in like the 1940s, and in it is a girl who's living in a castle, and she's taking journal entries about her experiences there. And that's mostly what I know. I also know that Dodie Smith wrote 101 Dalmatians, which, I don't know, like, it seems very different than this castle book, but we'll see how it goes. I mean, who doesn't love 101 Dalmatians? So that should be fun to read and to participate in a group. And yeah, I wouldn't say that in particular I don't have a fear of missing out on that book, because I hadn't heard about it until the Fear of Missing Out book club, but I'm still excited to read it, and I always like to have a booktube event or something going on, so it should be fun. A kid is calling me. I'll be right back. My husband got him. It's so nice when it's Sunday and my husband is home to help with the littles. I think that pretty much covers everything that I wanted to talk about today, though. Yes, that's all. So happy November to you guys. Happy Nonfiction November. Let me know in the comments what you're reading for Nonfiction November. I feel like I've been getting more and more into nonfiction lately. I've read some great nonfiction this year, and I'm really excited to see if I'm gonna add some more to the list. So I hope you're having a good day wherever you are. I hope you take some time today to read a good book or two. And if you are having a bad hair day, just wear a bandana.